Hello, fellow plant enthusiasts. I'm Steven from Steve's Propagation Corner, and today we're back with another installment of the Foliage Files. Today, we're diving back into the world of plant propagation and exploring the 10 hardest plants to propagate. Have you ever wondered, what is a plant that's hard to propagate? I feel like we don't really talk about that. When I go online, I search hard plants to propagate. I don't really see a lot of search results. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but when I go online, I try to find plants that are hard to propagate. Things that will come up basically is just plants that are easy to grow, plants that are easy to propagate, 20 plants that are hard to grow indoors. But I'm not specifically looking for plants that are hard to grow indoors. I'm looking for plants that are hard to propagate. I can't really seem to find any articles online or even videos talking about plants that are actually a challenge when propagating. You'll find hundreds of videos and articles about every plant that's easy to grow, easy to propagate, all about the easy, relaxed, laid back, no challenge whatsoever. If you are interested in finding plants that are ridiculously easy to propagate, you can check out my video up here on plants that are ridiculously easy to propagate, basically propagate themselves. But I don't see a whole lot of content about that topic, which got me interested in figuring out what actually are the 10 hardest plants to propagate out there. And that's what we're going to be diving into today. Let's go ahead and investigate and figure out which are the 10 hardest plants to propagate out there. Well, propagating plants can be a rewarding experience, as you guys know. These 10 species present unique challenges that can test the skills of even the most seasoned gardeners. So, whether you're a beginner or an expert, tackling the propagation of these plants is sure to provide a memorable journey. So if you're up for a challenge or you simply love pushing your horticultural skills, you're in for a treat. If you have any suggestions or you've had any past experiences with some of these plants, I would love to hear from you. And feel free to share and leave your comments down below, letting me know, what do you consider the 10 hardest plants to propagate? This is my list. Took me a while to compile this list because, like I said, not a whole lot of content out there about this topic, and today we're going to be diving into that. Thank you for joining me. Let's get started. Orchids are celebrated for their exquisite beauty, but are equally notorious for their complex propagation requirements. Their unique growth habits as epiphytes, which typically grow in other plants rather than in soil, translate into specific challenges for propagation. Most orchid seeds are minuscule and lack nutrient reserves, relying instead on a symbiotic relationship with fungi to germinate, a process hard to replicate outside their natural setting. In cultivation, orchid propagation often involves flasking, a technique where seeds are sown in a sterile gel medium to prevent contamination and mimic natural nutrient uptake. Alternatively, vegetative methods like separating kikis or divisions from the mother plant also demand precise environmental control, particularly in terms of humidity and temperature. Despite the intricate care required, mastering orchid propagation can be deeply rewarding, offering a richer appreciation of these stunning plants. The fiddly fig is a favorite for its striking appearance, but propagating it can be tricky. The primary method involves stem cuttings, which should be about 4 to 6 inches long with a few leaves and a node. That's the point where roots will emerge. Success in rooting these cuttings hinges on several critical factors. Firstly, the choice between water and soil propagation affects the outcome. Water propagation allows you to see roots as they develop, but these roots can struggle to adapt when transferred to soil. Soil propagation, meanwhile, offers a more stable transition but requires a well-draining mix and careful water management to avoid root rot. To facilitate rooting, fiddle-leaf fig cuttings need bright indirect light and high humidity. Many gardeners use a plastic bag to create a mini greenhouse effect around the plant, boosting humidity. Even with these conditions met, patience is crucial, as establishing a robust root system can take time. Gardenias, known for their beautiful, fragrant flowers, are notoriously difficult to propagate. They typically require propagation from stem cuttings, which involves seeking semi-hardwood segments from the plant. These cuttings need a well-draining, moist soil mix and high humidity to root successfully, which can be maintained by covering the pot with a plastic bag or using a propagation dome to simulate greenhouse conditions. The cuttings must be kept under indirect light and at a consistent temperature, with some benefiting from bottom heat to promote root growth. However, too much heat or moisture can lead to issues like root rot or fungal diseases. The precise balance of environmental factors like moisture, humidity, and temperature makes propagating gardenias a challenging task even for experienced gardeners. Japanese maple trees, prized for their vibrant foliage and graceful structure, can be propagated through methods like stem cuttings or grafting. However, achieving successful rooting requires patience and attention to their specific environmental needs. Japanese maples prefer slightly acidic, well-draining soil and thrive in consistent, mild climates and indirect sunlight. Whether through stem cuttings or grafting, maintaining these conditions is crucial for successful root development, which can take several weeks to months. Bonsai trees are revered for their miniature beauty and require meticulous care. Propagating bonsai involves specialized techniques like air layering and root cuttings, which demand precision and expertise, even for seasoned enthusiasts. Air layering encourages root growth on a branch while still attached to the parent tree. It requires careful monitoring of moisture levels and takes several months to complete. Root cuttings involve selecting healthy root sections and planting them in a suitable medium, with success depending on proper care and environmental conditions. Both methods demand a deep understanding of bonsai physiology and species requirements. Avocado trees are prized for their delicious fruit, but propagating them from seed can be slow and unpredictable. While possible, it often results in trees with varying characteristics and lengthy maturity periods. Alternatively, propagating through grafting or rooting cuttings offers more control and faster results, though success rates may still vary. Grafting allows growers to replicate desired traits, while rooting cuttings can be more challenging and dependent on environmental factors. Overall, regardless of the method chosen, patience and experimentation are key to successfully propagating avocado trees. The sensitive plant, famous for its leaf-folding response to touch, poses challenges in propagation. While its seeds are easily accessible, ensuring successful germination requires a delicate balance of moisture and humidity. Seeds should be sown in well-draining soil and kept consistently moist in a warm, humid environment. Maintaining these conditions is crucial for encouraging germination and healthy seedling growth. However, fluctuations in moisture levels or dry air can hinder germination or cause seedlings to perish. Despite these challenges, with careful attention to environmental conditions, growers can successfully propagate the sensitive plant from seeds. Pitcher plants, celebrated for their carnivorous traps, present challenges in propagation due to their specialized habitat requirements. Creating the right conditions for pitcher plant cuttings to root demands patience and persistence, even for experienced growers. These plants thrive in boggy, acidic environments with high humidity and nutrient-poor soils. Propagation methods often involve stem cuttings, but ensuring consistent moisture and humidity levels is crucial for successful root development. Mosses are vital for ecosystems worldwide, but propagating them can be tricky due to their need for moisture and shade. Spore propagation is possible, but it requires precise environmental conditions. Maintaining consistent moisture levels and providing shade or indirect light are crucial for successful spore germination and moss growth. Despite the challenges, with patience and careful attention to detail, growers can successfully propagate mosses and contribute to ecosystem conservation. The corpse flower, Famed for its immense size and pungent odor, poses significant challenges in propagation. Its lengthy dormancy periods and specific environmental needs make successful propagation a task reserved for dedicated botanists. Mimicking its native rainforest habitat with warm, humid conditions and a well-draining soil is essential. While propagation via seeds or offsets is possible, it demands patience and expertise due to the plant's complex reproductive structures. Even with these difficulties, botanists can cultivate this rare and captivating plant in controlled environments with dedication and meticulous attention to detail. And there you have it, folks, my top 10 houseplants that are more than a challenge to propagate. Which one captured your attention the most, or do you have other recommendations you'd like to share? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more gardening tips and tricks. And if you really want to support our mission, consider becoming a patron by clicking the link in the description. Thanks for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you. Thank you for tuning in. And I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Remember, keep growing and keep thriving. See you in the next video.